Tonight, a Johnson County man is behind bars charged with murdering his wife. It comes after a two-day search across multiple counties.
That arrest happened today in Grimes County near College Station after a beloved Alvarado High School teacher was found dead in her home. Here's NBC5's Allie Spilliards.
In Alvarado ISD, the grief was palpable. Students leaning on each other to cope with the shared loss of teacher Chelsea Spillers.
She was like the light of my day. I would see her. I would go to her class after every class period. I'd go see her.
An educator who they say was so much more. Both a mother figure and friend.
I could talk to her and she would talk to me.
Saturday evening, Alvarado police say they found the 33-year-old dead in her home on South Magnolia Street, killed by blunt force trauma. Her husband, Brandon Ashley, was spotted knocking on doors the next day in Dice, 2.5 hours south in Grimes County. This morning, he was arrested, charged with her murder. Alvarado police say they first responded here to the couple's home on Thursday when a neighbor called about a domestic dispute. They say when they got here, Ashley put a gun to his head, and they arrested him with interference with official duty. He then bonded out, and by Saturday, Spillers was dead.
Oh, back that up. We got to back that up or something, so let's back that up.
The next day in Dice, 2.5 hours south in Grimes County. This morning, he was arrested, charged with her murder. Alvarado police say they first responded here to the couple's home on Thursday when a neighbor called about a domestic dispute. They say when they got here, Ashley put a gun to his head, and they arrested him with interference with official duty. He then bonded out, and by Saturday, Spillers was dead.
And I feel like the majority of us didn't really know that she was in that situation.
The students we talked to say they're among the many who sought advice from Spillers long after their freshman year in her science classes at Alvarado High.
Whenever you would go up to her, she would ask you about your day and ask about, like, what are you doing in your classes. She put us before herself because she cared about us a lot.
They say Spillers radiated positivity.
I just love her joyful smile. Like anytime, like even if she was upset or like having stuff going on at home, she would still have a smile on her face.
Inspiring kindness, even in death.
It doesn't feel real, honestly, but I will say this, I do forgive who the person who did it.
My mom always says you can forgive, but never forget what they did.
I won't forget this, but I definitely have forgiveness in my heart.
Yes, of course.
In Alvarado, Allie Spilliards, NBC5.
Tonight, Ashley is awaiting extradition to Johnson County. Today, Alvarado High School had grief counselors on hand, and they told us that they'll hold a moment of silence for Spillers during Friday's homecoming game.
Okay, so something's a little throwing me off because they said that Brandon Ashley put a gun to his head and was eventually arrested for interference of official duties. Moore said Ashley's wife later bailed him out. So he put a gun to his own head? Hold on. They might be saying something wrong. They might be saying something. Let's back that up a tad bit.
Charged with her murder. Alvarado police say they first responded here to the couple's home on Thursday when a neighbor called about a domestic dispute. They say when they got here, Ashley put a gun to his head, and they arrested him with interference with official duty.
But when they got there, he put a gun to his head. What is going on? He put a gun to his head, and then they arrested him for interference. And then his wife bailed him out. I don't know what's happening in this whole situation. The family is dysfunctional. There's a lot of crazy things going on. Let's get over into this next video where we hear from her, some of the students, and are they in disbelief about what's happening.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. An Alvarado man is now charged with murder, accused of killing his wife, who was a popular high school teacher. Chelsea Spillers was found dead on Saturday. Her husband, Brandon Ashley, was arrested in Grimes County near College Station Monday morning. Spillers was a teacher at Alvarado High School. Fox 4's Amelia Jones has more on how the Alvarado community is remembering Spillers. Amelia.
Heather, Steve, Alvarado police confirmed they were called to Chelsea Spiller's home on Thursday and her husband was arrested, but they did not see any evidence of family violence. I spoke with former and current students who all described Spillers as a happy and energetic teacher. They're still in disbelief that she's gone.
It wasn't right. She didn't deserve that.
The death of a beloved Alvarado High School teacher has shrouded the small town in grief.
For this to happen to her and the way it happened.
Chelsea Spillers taught biology and chemistry. Alvarado police say officers responded to her home Thursday for a disturbance. When officers arrived, her husband, 40-year-old Brandon Ashley, held a gun to his head. He was arrested for interfering with public duties. He bonded out Friday morning. 2 days later, officers were called out again to the house to do a welfare check. 33-year-old Spillers was found murdered inside. Her cause of death was ruled as blunt force trauma. Police issued a murder warrant for Spillers' husband, Brandon Ashley.
It's heartbreaking.
On Sunday night, Ashley was found more than 150 miles south of Alvarado, near College Station. Someone called the sheriff's office there saying he wasn't wearing a shirt and appeared to be experiencing a mental health episode. He was also believed to be armed with a pistol. Monday morning, Ashley was taken into custody and authorities recovered a gun.
It still feels surreal because, like, how can someone do that?
Michaela Norris was in Spillers' class her freshman and sophomore year.
I feel like though she's gone, she still lives. She lives through all of the students she touched.
Norris and other students honored Spillers by holding a prayer service Monday before school, placing flowers on her front porch and wearing ribbons with her name.
I made a little over 200 ribbons in less than 24 hours.
Shanna Valerell is happy to do it for someone who impacted so many lives, including her daughters.
She was a wonderful lady, very loved by the entire community.
And is already deeply missed.
I don't think we'll ever forget her name.
There will be a moment of silence to honor Spillers at this week's homecoming football game. Students even wrote Spillers family letters. Ashley was treated at a hospital and underwent an evaluation. He's currently waiting to be brought back to Johnson County. Heather, Steve.
All right, let's get over into this article. Give us a little bit more information about it. So, an Alvarez man is in custody, Southwest Texas, arrested Monday on murder charges, connection with his death of his 33-year-old wife, a teacher at Alvarado. According to Alvarado police, Brandon Ashley was arrested near Huntsville on Monday after his wife, Chelsea Spiller, was found dead at their home on Saturday afternoon. Thursday, they called the police for domestic violence. They said Brandon, so we talked about this, about Brandon put a gun to his head and eventually was arrested for interference of official duties. Moore said Ashley's wife later bailed him out. So the victim bailed him out. Moore said the couple lived in Alvarado for about 6 months, and though they had a history of domestic violence, though they had a history of domestic violence, this was the first time Alvarado officers had been called to the home. At about 5:30 Saturday, Moore, the police were performing a welfare check when they said they found her deceased. At the time, the police said that they were investigating an unexplained death and that they did not publicly identify the victim. Following preliminary examination, said that the woman's cause of death was listed as blunt force trauma, and they issued a murder warrant. They said that confirmed they arrested Ashley after several calls about the man. They said they received reports of a man knocking on several doors asking for a shirt and mentioning he was avoiding State Highway 90 because there were too many cops. The sheriff's office said another caller reported the man trespassing at a home in Beavis, and that he appeared to be experiencing a possible mental health episode. And they mentioned that he was armed with a pistol. Deputies searched for the man throughout the night, but didn't find him until 10 a.m. At a local business. The man was not armed, but officials said he hidden a gun nearby and that it was recovered. Deputies arrested the man, and then identified him. They said Ashley was taken to the hospital for medical examination or evaluation and treatment, and that he was booked into the county jail after he was released from the hospital. They confirmed Monday that Ashley has been charged with murder and will be extradited to Johnson County. It is unclear if Ashley has obtained an attorney to speak on his behalf. The county office or the Alvarado Police Department has not released any further information. Both agencies said the investigations are ongoing and asked anyone with information about the case to talk to him. So she was a dedicated educator, was employed at the school district as a biology and chemistry teacher. We are saddened to hear that the tragic passing of the educator Chelsea Spiller. On Saturday, the district said that she was a dedicated educator who loved her scholars and the Alvarado team schoolers. Our thoughts and prayers go out to her family, friends, and our entire Alvarado school district. She was the light of the day. I would go to her class after every class period. I would go see her. I could talk to her. She would talk to me. So that's the girl we mentioned that before. Absolutely tragic situation. Chelsea Spiller lost her life because of her husband. Looks like, sounds like they was in a domestic violence relationship for a while, but there was just no cause about it. She was putting up with it. It's a tragic situation, ladies. If you are ever in domestic, if someone is ever putting their hands on you, we got to talk about men and women. No violence should be in the place of a relationship. There should be no reason to put your hands on each other. We'll hear about it with women a lot, but we got to talk about the men too. We can't put up with anything like that. There should be no reason for us to talk or you getting violent and emotional and then start using your hands, throwing things. There's no need for that in a relationship. If y'all are doing that, in my opinion, y'all just should not be together. That is my thoughts. But let me know your thoughts, y'all. That's a tragic situation. It's a tragic situation. And it's a sad thing to look at. It's a sad thing to hear about. But it happens every day. It happens every day. She lost her life. I don't know if he was going through a mental breakdown or not, but based on the article, what is that? Where's that section at? Neighbors call. Where is it? Moore said the couple lived in Alvarado for about 6 months, and though they had a history of domestic violence, this is the first time the Alvarado officers had been called to the home. Absolutely tragic story. We got to pray for the family, pray for all her students, because they're dealing with this as well. But go seek help if you need it. Go seek help if you need it, and don't put up with it. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. Let me know your thoughts on that whole situation. All right, everybody. Remember, this is AC Reviews the Word. Remember to like and subscribe.